guys? Matthew here with the Maneuver Project. Today is the first ever travel documentary video. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss it. What's up, you guys? Matthew here with the Maneuver Project, where I provide travel documentaries and podcasts including physical, mental, and spiritual. If you're interested in any one of them, hit the like button and subscribe so you won't miss Maneuver. Now, in today's video, this video is intended as the first video series of the travel documentary in my time in Vancouver, British Columbia, located in Canada. Now, in today's part of the series, I'm going to provide the topic of transportation. Now, this is one of the topics where I know travelers need to know about it so that they know how to get around the city, how to get to Vancouver, and leaving Vancouver as well. So I'm going to provide some travel modes when it comes to getting to Vancouver and leaving Vancouver, along with travel modes in the Vancouver metro. So when it comes to entering and leaving Vancouver, there are 4 modes of transportation. The first one is by vehicle. Now, if you go by vehicle, it takes about 3.5 hour drive from Seattle all the way to Vancouver. All you have to do is just go through the border. You don't have to get a passport stamped. Just get it checked, answer a few questions. You're done. You'll be on your way. Now, another option you can take is flying into Vancouver International Airport. Now, this one tends to be more expensive than flying to Seattle and take the train up. Now, another option is that there is through an organization called Amtrak, which is the way it works between Seattle and Vancouver is that they only operate trains twice a day, one in the morning, the other one in the afternoon. Other times they go by bus. So make sure you plan accordingly if you choose to take the train. As far as getting to Vancouver and back, I'm going to provide you some tips based on the transportation modes. Now, for the bus, anytime when you go on the bus, it really does vary depending on the traffic, when you travel, and when you get there by, and how long you're in the border for. So when you get to the border, you will have to exit the bus, grab all your belongings with you, carry-ons, check bags, including your carry bags, and you have to go through customs.
Alright guys, so I am currently on board on Amtrak on the way to Vancouver. It's going to be about 3 to 4 hour drive. On the way there, I'll definitely have to stop at the customs on the way, right when I get to the border, but I will keep you posted along the way. Alright guys, so we're about to go across the border to Canada, and once we go across the border, I will hit the customs, so we will see how that's going to go.
Now, speaking of customs, you will be given a customs declaration form. For example, if you're going to Canada, you will receive a Canadian customs declaration form. If you're going to US, same thing, you will be given a US customs declaration form. Those forms must be completed prior to going to customs. Now, as far as taking the train, prior to boarding at the stations, you will be given a customs declaration form. Those must be completed prior to going through customs stations at this train station before you go boarding. If they're not completed, they will not let you board the train. Once you board the train, you will take the train all the way to the border. The train will stop. The train conductor will tell you to stay put in your seat. Stay in your seats. You don't want to leave the trains. So what'll happen is you'll stay in your train. The customs officers will board the bus. They will collect your customs declaration forms that is signed and completed, along with verifying your passport to make sure it is actually you and it matches with the form you filled out. Now, as far as in Vancouver, there are 3 transportation modes you can take. There is the bus, there's the SkyTrain, and there's the Sea Bus. First thing I'm going to talk about is the fare. Now, I'm going to post up the fare in the video, and feel free to pause the video if you need to, should you need to read further into it. Now, just to let you know, when you read the fares, all prices are in Canadian dollars, not US dollars. Do not be confused by those two. Even though the dollar signs is the same, the currency is different. So just let you know about that. Now, as far as the zone goes, there are 3 zones. Now, the reason why this is important is because of when you take the bus or SkyTrain or Sea Bus during the week and where you are going to. For example, if you're going to Surrey from downtown Vancouver, you are going from zone 1 to zone 3. Usually during the week, if you're going to different zones, you'll be charged extra. Now, if it's after 6 or 1800 or if it's on the weekends or holidays, you will be charged on zone 1 fares regardless of which zone you are heading to. So make sure you plan accordingly for that. If you're the person who tends to take the bus a lot and take the SkyTrain and all that, then you will need to buy a day pass. Now, as far as the payment method goes, so there are 3 options. The first one is cash. They will not accept US dollars. They will only accept Canadian dollars. The second one is you can pay by credit card. Now, if you pay by credit card, such as Visa and MasterCard, you will be charged the same amount as if you're paying in cash. So just letting you know about that. Now, the other option is if you want to save money per ride, there is an option that you can use, and that is called the Compass card. Every time when you use a Compass card, you usually save about $1 each time you ride the bus or you ride the train. So, and same thing as if you're riding the C bus. So I'm letting you know about that. This is one of the good perks about using the Compass card. Now, as far as the C bus goes, the C bus only has one route, and that only takes you from zone 1, which is waterfront, and it'll take you all the way to Lonsdale Quay in North Vancouver, which is located in zone 2. So be aware of that, of which zone you are taking if you're going to take the C bus. Now, as far as the tips in getting around Vancouver, I'm going to provide you 4 key tips that you need to be aware about when it comes to maneuvering around Vancouver. The first key tip is that do not be afraid to use Google Maps. This is something that's been very helpful for me. It's been my best friend my whole trip, because whenever I need to go from point A to point B, it tells me, oh, which bus number to take or which train to take. And trust me, there are a lot of bus lines to take, and you don't want to get on the wrong bus. I promise you, Google Maps has been very helpful in helping me maneuver around Vancouver. Now, the second key tip is this. Anytime when you try to board the bus or board the SkyTrain, remember to let the people get off first before you get on the train. The reason is because they have places to go. Do not be the person who decides to create a scene by blocking the exits. Trust me, you don't want that to happen. You don't want to anger Canadians there. And they would greatly appreciate it if you just let them get off first. Now, the third key tips is that do not attempt to evade fares. Now, I know New York City has been having a lot of problems with fare evasions, but do not try to be like some fare evaders in New York Cities, because trust me, every stations have SkyTrain personnel there, ones that highlighted vest, and they have radios, and they will notify the law enforcement should you choose to evade the fares. Do not create a scene by testing them. Trust me, it will make your life easier. And my last key tip in maneuvering around Vancouver is whenever you take the escalators, remember to stand on the right, move on the left. Do not be that ignorant person who decides to block the movement on the left. Same thing. People have places to go, and remember, and time is valuable to them. Don't be that ignorant person. Same thing. Canadians would greatly appreciate it if you let them go through by standing on the right. I hope the video has been very helpful to you as far as maneuvering to Vancouver, leaving Vancouver, and maneuvering around Vancouver Metro. I just want to give you a heads up that there will be 2 more Vancouver series videos. So stay tuned for the next 2 videos during my trip to Vancouver. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later. Thanks, bye.